We're standing at the back of my urban farmstead near my compost piles, and it's a part of my farm that I don't show you guys too often. I'm going to tell you about my compost and how it plays a role or doesn't play a role on our farming. That's coming up next on The Urban Farmer. My compost piles are basically full of microgreen flats. When we harvest our microgreens, they end up back here. So our compost area is essentially a holding pen for them. In recent years, I haven't spent any time managing this as a composting area. In previous years, I did. I spent many hours a week managing compost, at least 2 hours a week, flipping and turning piles, checking temperatures, making sure there's the right moisture levels. I used to put a lot of effort into managing my compost until I started to realize that the output or the return from those piles didn't really justify the time I was putting in. And that is strictly because of my context, because I'm on a small farm and I need to really focus my time on the tasks that have a measurable return. And this is something I talk about a lot in my book, and I've said many times in podcasts and videos, that on a farm that's a third of an acre, if I want to make money at this, I really need to focus my efforts, my products, and my time on things that have a return, a measurable return. And making compost piles doesn't really have even close to the return that I get when I concentrate on growing higher value crops, taking things to market, being out in the field planting or harvesting. A compost pile at best, one of these bins, which is 4x4 wood pallets, will generate, if I were to flip it and all that, would generate about 2 yards of compost. I can go and buy that for about $120. So it's hardly worth the effort for me. And again, the context is key. I'm not telling you guys that you shouldn't make compost. I'm making this video to sort of address a question that's come up a lot, is why don't you spend more time on compost? Why don't you, why are you pulling squash plants off your farm and not composting them? Well, this is why, is because I've found that I can make a better profit and have an easier lifestyle by not spending too much time on this. So again, I'm not telling you not to do it. It's just I'm showing you what we do. So with our composting area, like I said, it's all just microgreen flats, and we're going to have to turn this over some point. What I'll probably do this year is rent a bobcat or a mini bobcat, the ones you can stand behind, for half a day, pull the front off all these bins and just turn this stuff over a couple times and let it sit for the winter. Then hopefully I can use it for next season, because my usual place that I buy compost from is not really available anymore, to make a long story really short. So I might have to start taking responsibility to make my own piles, but it's something I might only do once every 2 years, because to spend time throughout our growing season on this just isn't really worth our time. So that's the story behind my compost. And again, I'm not telling you not to compost. I think it is an important thing for farmers to do, but you got to have the space, you got to have the time, and it even really helps to have some machinery to do that. So I hope you guys have found that helpful. If you want to see more stuff like this, hit the subscribe button right now. Like and share these videos with your friends, and check out my online course, profitableurbanfarming.com, my book at theurbanfarmer.co. And I've got a new one-day workshop up. You can check that out at my website, theurbanfarmer.co/book. There's a $50 discount there for any of my YouTube subscribers that want to check it out. Okay guys, thanks for watching.